My mic sound nice, check one. Yay, yay.
I want men to realize men swear they don't gossip. They swear they're not in drama, that they don't be messy. Niggas are messier than women. They are the messiest bitches on the planet. Like they the one that started this shit. Like y'all are drama filled. Y'all messy as hell. Like why do y'all act like they swear up and down they're not messy? No, y'all niggas is too pussy.
Okay. 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 Okay.
Alright, come on sound again. Alright. Alright, that is good, okay, for intro. And I am here. I am here making sure that I'm being heard. I had a technical issue coming in, okay, and a rough day before me, but I am a. And welcome to the courtyard. I'm looking in the chat and I'm seeing Vibrant Love. Thanks for dropping in. It's good to see you. Okay. Um, I have a few things that I compiled based on some smoke that went on the other day, maybe 2 days ago. Okay, I'm not counting. I'm not marking my calendar, right? Okay. I'm talking about between Tracy and the pretentious fake dude Donald Gomes. Okay, who I named Dusty Groins. Okay, Dusty Groins. So I was able to relate to some things, and also see how things became full circle with warnings that I put out previously. These warnings were not based on anything that I could articulate in detail, but it was just what I sensed. Sometimes we can sense negative people, troubled people, pretentious people, fake people. You know, you can sense that, and you could just speak and be open about what it is that you face. So I've been through some shit, but and I went back. This shit it dates back 8 months ago, you guys. I did a lot of the legwork just to support my view because I have no reason to lie about anything. But just in a nutshell, just know that this shit happened 8 months ago. Wait a minute, let me turn this on. Make sure my audio is well. Am I still hearing myself? Yeah, I'm still hearing myself. Okay, my device kind of went out. You know, I go to the black screen or whatever. And sometimes when it does that, I go mute. It affects my audio. So yeah, you guys, it goes back 8 months ago. I was over at another person's platform, and I was attacked unwarrantedly by an ignorant hooker by the name of Trish, who you guys know. Um, I did eventually fight back, but I did not initially fight back. Of course, my initial move was to have conversation. So I just questioned her insults and her judgment. I had asked her, why did she judge me? And I simply responded, which is not an insult. I said, you're not fit to judge me. Um, but she went on this whole tangent. You know how she tries to sound smart, but she was contradicting me and saying that I was incorrect. That's when you guys, when I defined it on my community board, what judgment is, and they supported everything that I said. You guys, that's important to know because I was gaslit through that whole situation with various different people, just all in me defending myself. These people out here freely taking hits for no reason, and then they're like, "Oh, it's her birthday." It's like, yeah, but she decided to attack me on her birthday. Like, what am I not supposed to? Like, you're not gonna tie my hands behind my back, and the whole thing is like relationships are important. Like me and her, we don't have no rapport. Like she know who I am. Like she don't reach out to me, dap me up like she does other people. Been in the same space for years, I remember her way back when her non-smart ass came up with that fake ass legal document talking about no dragging children and talking about that it was legally binding language. No, it doesn't. Like the term dragging children or the phrase dragging children is not anything that could ever even reach a courtroom. You have to be definitive with this shit. But she's just a weirdo and had this whole petition and shit like this, bringing attention to herself while gallivanting around the B sector like she was some type of attorney or lawyer of sorts, which a lot of people have said and done, but really nobody that I can think of at the time has actually come forth with the hard evidence and say this is how I can prove to you guys I am. It's always this thing where you just have to take that word for it, and a lot of them kind of take the role like, okay, I'm not gonna argue with you guys. Don't be envious. They always go to the envious and don't be don't be jealous. Okay, it's like how am I jealous of like of your pipe dreams? like are we going that low today? Like we doing shit like that. You just have all these weird characters around merge and shit like that. And with the merge, it's a lot of I don't know if you guys are trying to come off. No, I think maybe you guys are naive to that degree. But I don't know if you're trying to come off as polite or you're giving people a fair shake, but you still need to vet people. And as these sectors mix, and mingle, you still have to give it time. The same vetting and tests that you put forth to individuals who really didn't even deserve it in the B sector, but just still did it anyway, impressing them. Like y'all remember that shit. Like, who are you and who sent you and how the fuck you care? Where's the North Star and all this crazy shit. Like that type of shit, y'all have to do this with these other people because a lot of people are being elevated unearned from other sectors. And I'm thinking it's on the basis of ignorance that you don't fucking know them. And yeah, I caught up with shit, but I had this current example of what's going on with wait a minute, let me put this shit on. With Lord Karma. But yeah, like, I mean, that's something to think about. You see what I'm saying? And you guys just embrace too fast. That's all. And I'm not saying that you guys should be hostile towards new parties. That's not where I'm going with this. You see what I'm saying? But you have to actively watch. You know what I mean? This is how you're gonna really get to know what they don't want you to see. You know the whole saying when people think that they're coming back at you by saying, no, you only know what I show you. No, no, no. Because sometimes we can see beyond the veil. You see what I'm saying? If you're an active, um, observant, looker, viewer, you pay attention to things. Anyway, you guys, I talked your heads off enough. I'm gonna get to this shit. Um, I have some clips of shit that went back 8 years ago, and yes, it was a whole thing of lying and gaslighting coming from Donald Goings. He started with me. His whole thing is he came in like on that fake shit, you guys, and we've seen it recycled over and over. It's like usually like a weird ass, lonely ass man and shit like that that introduces himself and kind of pitches that like he's here and only here to support women or protect women or save them from dangers. Okay, like it's to be a champion of women, you know what I mean? And so he positioned himself that way. He poised himself that way. And he went from platform to platform to platform. I couldn't make this shit up. I know it three on hand. And see, it was difficult even digging this shit up because a lot of these other people, I can't remember the titles of, going back 8 months ago. Okay. I'm not autistic, you guys. I can't remember these titles of these other people. And when I go to their channel, some people like on their page itself, you can't, even though they've been here for years, you can't go back and get that shit. Like you may be only able to go back like with one content creator I looked into, she had like what 5 months. I was only able to go back 5 months, and so I wasn't successful at getting all of the shit. But I wanted to show like how this person went from platform to platform, saying things like bringing up Tracy and bringing up Sis Trish and saying like, I am from the Mo 3 sector and I fucks with Tracy and I fuck with shit Trish. And those are the two women that like I vow like to save and shield and protect from all the harms and the elemental harms out there in the beast sector. Anything that's lurking about, like I'm gonna be there. And look, I didn't feel no way about it, but I knew it was Cat when he said it because you ain't really got. If you dare to protect Tracy, well, first of all, I'm not gonna miss it because I'm like pretty much so close and shit. Like I watch a lot of the shit that she puts out, and I'm out for that. Like how close can you get? Like if I wanted to, I can call it. You see what I'm saying? Like and but I'm like this cat never defended her. You know what I mean? And why are you like promoting it in a sense, like you're advertising. And he kept saying this. So I heard him say it on his Rose platform. I heard him say it on Tracy's platform, and then I heard him say it on my own. Let me get to this shit. So we're gonna play this shit, and I'm playing it off with the purpose to bring it in at the end. You guys, I'm letting you know beforehand. Um, how was all cap and bullshit that he was feeding Tracy because he came in on some real desperate anxious shit. I've seen people from other sectors do this shit. Like and not like it's like they're rushing the time and shit like that. They're not satisfied that it's only like like how hard they're going is not a match to the time like that they known of. And that's not even knowing a person, but knowing of a content creator. You see what I'm saying? Like it was on some ultra like pick me ish shit. You know what I mean? It was on some ultra cloud thirst. Like, I'm sorry, clout thirst shit. It was some clout thirst and shit. Like, but on steroids. This is what I'm explaining to you guys. And it was just like whenever he would come around, like you knew it was fake. It was like all this unnecessary love bombing, like it did. It was you could just spot it, and I'm like, yo, this dude is fake. Um, but how he clashed with me again because of the whole him putting himself out there as someone that's dedicated to defending particular women, and I guess his Trish was one. So I guess his logic is that I could not defend myself on her. I bet not dare. When attacked by Sis Trish, um, that I better not dare defend myself. Fuck out of here. Shit like a whole jackal in the face, okay, with a rasta wig, a crunchy ass roster with fucking limp balls and loose change up in the shit. Like anything that gets caught on the glue trap is up in that shit. Let's get it. Wait a minute. I'm not here to play. Wait a minute. Let me look over to the chat. We um Trish tour into you okay YouTube cameras. Something fierce last night I believe. Okay. Um whose platform? Okay, in what neck of the woods? Let me know. Okay, in what street? Okay. I don't think it happened on the Courtyard Boulevard. But let me know which street. Um okay, so let's play this shit. I'm taking it from the top. Let me get my headphones. I need to hear this shit because I'm gonna be reacting. This goes back 8 years ago on my platform. You will hear a third voice. That third voice was Honest Row. And I have to give credit. Well, I'm gonna point out some things that he was wrong on too. I guess, but I still got to give him credit because that conversation would not have never went that way. Or, and I'm not saying we got any resolution out of it. I didn't like because only because Donna was gaslighting, and I wasn't willing to go along with it. Rightfully so, right? Um, but we still wouldn't have had to talk. Like if it wasn't for someone like Honest Road, like mediating. Like he he did it all like in conversation format and shit like that, but it was really him mediating shit. Cause I wouldn't have tolerated none of that shit. Like couple times Donald tried to buck up on me. And I don't play that shit. You see what I'm saying? I would trash a pussy like that. I'm talking about in real life, he wouldn't do shit like that. Dead ass. You know? But we gonna get to some shit. Because he been recently doxxed for fucking with Tracy. So let's get it.
We had a conversation. The conversation was probably vague, It wasn't much. I came, hit the like button, and I left. Last night, he was on the panel on your show. I was watching your show. I'll be watching him and I didn't hit the comment section. He was up there having a conversation with you and Shush Trish. Now, when he started calling her out her name, me being the nigga that I am, I ran down. It wasn't an ambush. It was just because I fuck with her. You get what I'm saying? Now I didn't know the reason that they was arguing. I didn't really care. I just seen that she was somebody I fuck with, and that's just how I moved. It wasn't nothing like that. There wasn't no ambush. It wasn't no setup. And I kind of explained it on my live last night. I heard y'all running it down, but we could go through that too. But you know what I'm saying? You put my name in the title, so of course I'm gonna see it and I'm gonna come through. My people come bush, but that's just how we rocking in the Mo 3 set. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no ambush though.
Wow. So you see that and you hear that. And so where he was incorrect, and I'm not trying to rehash it here, but you guys, this was 8 months ago. I let that shit go because I can tell he was coming in on some deflective shit. That he wasn't really trying to have a candid, honest, real conversation because he's not a real dude. That's the whole thing. And I could sense that fucking shit. So it was like these small blunders and errors that he was making that I wasn't even willing to pick up and go back and forth. One of them was him, which y'all just heard him say that he did not ambush me. He just ran down on me. No, that's him trying to make himself sound triumphant in a false way. Actually, it was an ambush. And what I mean, I had said Honest Row was in error too. He was because he happened to agree with Donald Goins when he said that it wasn't an ambush, but it was in fact an ambush. And by definitions, okay, by the lexicons who write definitions, who give us the definitions that we source, that we use, okay, to define words. So yeah, it definitely was. And I think a lot of you guys think that ambushes have to require like long extensive pre-planning and that it must be a collaborative effort. But again, the lexicons say otherwise, they say different. They tell us that to make an attack on someone from a concealed position is an ambush by definition. And that's exactly what happened to me. From a concealed position. From a concealed position, and and concealed means to keep secret or hidden. It was concealed and hidden from me. I had no expectations that you were coming up on there. Um, the host did not, upon letting you on, the host did not introduce you and say, hey, people that's already on the panel, I'm about to bring up Donna Goins. Again, I argue with you and ran you the fuck up off of there too. So you did it wrong. Like when you ambush someone, you're supposed to get them down, but you wound up being the collateral damage. And I'm like, it's kind of like taking a cheat sheet, to a test or a quiz and still fucking fail it. It's kind of like being locked in a fucking bathroom and still managing the shit on yourself. You know what I mean? You're not the brightest person, I can see. But after I shitted on you, I asked the panel, who was that? Who was that I just made a track star out of? That's what I asked you. So yeah, it was an ambush. You didn't introduce yourself. You didn't have a brief conversation with me where you can maintain that things went left. You see what I'm saying? No. As soon as you came on, you began arguing and projecting at that, attempting to call me everything that you've been called throughout your life that has stuck and that you have internalized that have stuck with you. It was projection. Okay. And I said a few choice things that hurt your feeling. I said you dropped off. Okay. I said, one monkey don't stop no show. And I went on with my conversation. Now did I? Okay. But yeah. It definitely was an ambush. So I just proved by definition. Look, I'm not arguing with you guys about where you guys break off from lexicons, the people that give us dictionary definitions of terms. Like that's y'all problem. Apparently, y'all, if y'all believe it wasn't an ambush, y'all don't have a problem with my view. Y'all have a problem with how Webster and collegiate dictionaries define words, how they appropriately define words. Not my issue. But again, I wasn't willing to take it up. It was so much gaslighting. And it went crazy. I don't like that shit. But I didn't even want to touch that then. But I knew then you were gaslighting. I just was able to get past it. Really willing to give you a pass because I knew in the end I was gonna give you a word or two. And that's what I did. Let's get at it. What is up, Muffy darling? All right. Okay. I've been watching you, Muffy. And I've been on your community wall. But what is up? Thanks for joining me in the court, y'all. Let's get it. So okay, let's go on to the next little snippet, the little audio I have. Okay. Let me get my AirPlay.
See, I bring in shit that people get, but that's why people need not to fuck with me. I'm telling y'all I'm defensive.
Well, why would you?
I'm a defensive creature. I fight it back. I defend
why
myself.
would you not?
There is no why.
Why would you not
I am who I am.
From me, though? Why would you not expect that from me?
You said, why would I not expect that from you? Because I did absolutely nothing to you. Let's not contradict yourself and be a hypocrite. Because I never did anything to you. Why not mind your fucking business? You know what I mean? Like we can do these whatabouts. You know, like I'm not gonna look like that that I'm some perpetrator out here because I defended myself in an aggressive or excessive way.
I mean, you able
with someone that I had.
You able to do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Just like I'm gonna do. Just
yeah, okay.
You able to do hold on, because
but next time, don't drop off the link. But next time, don't drop off the link. But next time, don't drop off the link, though.
What you mean?
Because that's what you did. What you mean what I mean? That's what the video shows, bro. I go in facts. You didn't stay up there. I was saying, where did he go? He took a Gatorade break.
Nah, because you
with other excuses was, I didn't. You see, I was there. You see, I was there, right?
Yeah, but you couldn't have did it while I was up there.
But you saw that I was there, right? You see, I ain't buzzed, right? You saw that I ain't buzzed, Joe, right?
It was over with.
My name y'all name, bro.
Once she left,
Fuck the beef sector. My name y'all name.
Yeah, he's weak as fuck. My name is Jermaine. You dude, like you couldn't handle the pressure, and it was a fucking ambush. Like it was nothing short of that, and this was all under the guise of you trying to bring attention that you're this stand-up, dignified, principled man who's here to defend women. Okay, you guys, I'm emphasizing that because I told you this shit gonna come full circle towards the end. Okay, let's get it. He just you deceptive as fuck, and you think people don't see you. And I always see you, and I put out the warning long ago when Tracy was like dealing with you that you're not that guy. You're not a good guy at all. Like I can sense that about you. It's something very dark about you. Something very dark about you. And this shit has come to head.
I know you don't want to hear it, but we gotta realize that he is a straight man, and I know a lot of straight men that,
Yeah, I do.
this is new to them. This is new to them to hear, guys fussing
On this road.
with women, and I know this is just, this is 2022, but we know how it rolls over here. Certain straight men are used to a certain type of way. I mean, just to be real, I mean, they not used to a man cursing a woman in a certain way. I'm not saying that it's right or wrong. I'm not, I'm a neutral.
Honest,
but I'm just saying that he may have seen it for that.
On this road.
I could be wrong, huh?
Can you hear me? I'm on the
Yeah.
Wow, let me fix this. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna make sure I do this. I'm not gonna just run through this shit and ignore. What is up, Zero Lightness? It's good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while over here. I do see you. Okay, we're in the same circles, and it's always good to see you. But let me get back so I don't lose my train of thought. Oh, so that was Honest Road speaking about how there are certain type of heterosexual straight guys who aren't used to hearing men berate women. And my whole point is that may be true, but that can't be applied to a sissy like Donald Gomes. Um, he berates women. He's berating a woman now, currently, a woman who he loved and clout chased after. Tracy. This is what I'm telling y'all. And the next audio, you're gonna hear him mentioning her. You're gonna hear me and what's his name? Honest Road continuing our conversation, but you're gonna hear us reading what Donald Goins is writing in my chat. Okay, his words, not mine. Okay, don't get this shit twisted. Okay, it's his words. What is up, Sister Crystal? It's good to see you. Okay, Serial in the house, YouTube in the house. Let's get it. But yeah, like, what the hell? Like, he's a whole punk ass bitch, and he's from this Mo 3 sector, and this, I remember when he first came about, like people were just like elevating him, you know, and for those who've been here, right, and who have paid some dues yourself, when y'all have something to say or are in your feelings about how other people who come after you, way after you, didn't pay dues, um are given certain medals, okay, in little brownie stripes. Okay. Okay. Um I can relate to you guys. Cause I'm like, I see this all the time and it always ends in disaster. Like with these people. Like with this open arms shit. It's like open borders or some shit. It's like, yeah, like, and it's kind of fake altogether from one side to another. I'm gonna keep it a buck because it's like you guys, like, just because you're going about like you love each other so much, like there is no strong ties there because time, because of time. Simply because, like, you guys don't know each other. You know, no matter how much you can love, like you can do that. We're in the cyber world, okay? We're in a whole global internet community. You know, people do things over here that they would never dare to do to a stranger in real life, face to face, in person. Like nobody's lost. You heard these motherfuckers are crazy, man, and they say I had issues. But yeah, again, they might want to look up the term ambush because it's not anything that you have to have well into planning. It could be like a split decision you make upon clicking a fucking link that I'm gonna do this to this person. And if it's unknown to them, which it was in my case, I had no reason to believe that. Before then, remember, you will be a subscriber on my channel. You see what I'm saying? Liking my videos. Okay, because I do got that content. I don't give a fuck about the numbers. Um or yeah, the masses who are asses. But I definitely have that shit, and I'm talented as fuck. You know. You can't gaslight me on my shit. I know my work. But yeah, so here's the last thing. Where we're actually reading the chat. It's me and Honest Row, and he actually mentions Tracy, and how he's again on that. I'm a man and I'm protecting it. But you guys, it came with the excuse that he gave me. Like he lied all through our conversation and tried to gaslight me. Um, but the excuse that he tried to use was like what I call like a gender policing excuse. He was saying like, yeah, because um, I can't handle or I can't take um, a man coming at a woman like that. Like in that case, he's talking about me defending myself from shit Trish. Okay, because I did eventually call her a bitch, and she is. She is. Yeah, like there's a definition of a bitch and she fits it. Like on the urban definition, urban dictionary, look up bitch. And to me, like she has all the characteristics. It's like, yeah, it's like you personify the definition. It should be a picture of her, okay? Um, yeah, like like when you look up the definition, it should be a picture of her. It's showing you what one is. But let's get it.
I agree with everything you just said, but I don't feel like he would say it or state it the way you did. But he just pointed out, I'm reading in the chat. He said if it was Tracy and it was a man, I would have stepped up. Okay, that's fine. But Tracy already know my word, so I ain't gotta explain that. And when I do my shit, it's authentic. It's not like if I decide to confront a man because I didn't like what he did. Tracy or some shit like that is not for brownie points. That's for sure. But Tracy already know my word.
That report. See, Donald, that's right. See, y'all, that's that report. I just did it live. It's all about the report, y'all.
Okay. Again. Okay. Before I make the connect. Okay, there's a connect, the reason. You guys are aware of that Tracy had doxed him? But let's play
I
this
agree
one
with everything
again.
you just said, but I don't feel like he would say it or state it the way you did. But he just pointed out, I'm reading in the chat. He said if it was Tracy and it was a man, I would have stepped up. Okay, that's fine. But Tracy already know my word, so I ain't gotta explain that. And when I do my shit, it's authentic. It's not like if I decide to confront a man because I didn't like what he did. Tracy or some shit like that is not for brownie points. That's for sure. But Tracy already know my word.
That report. See, Donald, that's right. See, y'all, that's that report. I just did it live. It's all about the report, y'all.
Okay. What is up, Nihar? The audio that you're listening to, it goes back 8 months ago. Okay. When I say logging, I mean just that I take note. I dually note shit. Okay. What is up? Just calling with the crew. Cruz. Good to see you. Okay. So that goes back there, but we know what just recently happened. So, yo, like he's not the dignified cat that like he projects and shit like that because once like that information was known, because the legal information, all of that shit is public. And when Tracy pulled that up, like I didn't see 76 pages, but I'm going on what she said. She said 76 pages. Yo, the shit was the longest like CVS receipt of it. Like I'm serious. Like his rap sheet, his criminal rap sheet. It was like he's a career criminal. It's like, yo, like it seems like you've been more like held captive, like behind a cell, you know, in the strict company of men most of your life. So he he probably has the rings around his asshole to prove it. That shit probably comes with experience because like when people are jealous in their adult life, this shit goes back to 2007, all the way to current. It's still open cases. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of it has to do with him not being a protector of women, but targeting them, terrorizing them. This one, committing serious bodily harm, assault by strangulation, assault on women. Like this shit is crazy. Sure, like he had the traffic shit, and yo, he's so fucking cokehead out here. Okay, like, if we're going on this legal public information, okay, this is what it says. Okay, it's the law's word, not mine. Okay, I'm just here to read it. Okay, you can kill a messenger if you want. Okay, you're gonna fuck up what you can learn through this. Wait a minute, let me get back here. My shit try to close out on me, but let's get it.
Hey, Donald Goins, aka Dusty Goins. I'm gonna say this. You really invested a lot of time and energy into that whole farce, the whole fake charade that you put up, um, by wedging Tracy into it and all that fake love bombing, going back. You mentioned Trish, and Tracy, and you kept going from one platform to another, repeating the same mantra that those are the two women that, if they ever get into conflict with a man that you're gonna be there to protect them, like you did it on some like women protection shit. And as we see, like you harm women. You see what I'm saying? And then you mentioned Tracy, the very queen, the very woman that you're now dragging and saying the most ungodly, unthinkable things about, from bitches to just nasty language altogether. You don't respect women. You see what I'm saying? You are like a sheep in wolves' clothing, man. And I mean, you've been exposed. You've been fucking exposed. You have they dox you and your fucking extensive criminal track record. They said goes 76 pages long, all the way. I saw charges going all the way back to 2007 to now. Open cases you have currently. Now cases of you stalking people. You a whole fucking weirdo, trespassing, assaulting females. You see that? Assaulting a female. Assaulting a female, serious bodily injury, breaking an entry, terrorizing. You see what I'm saying? With injury. You did this shit. You see what I'm saying? You had this whole track with your trouble, bro. I mean, you fucked up mentally. And that's fucked up just to know that you strung out like on cocaine. I mean, the charge was possession of it. If you were selling it, the charge would have been like selling and distribution of it. But apparently, like you're so crackhead, and that makes sense now. Like they say, it has hindsight has a 2020 vision. Like you make moves like a crackhead, and then on top of that, you have these weird charges. You even have assault by strangulation, and that's most likely towards a woman. Like if any of the other violent charges you have is any indication of this one, yeah, then it's towards a woman. Period.
Period. So I'm not the one to go. I'm not going at all. You know, with the little I'm not the one or the two. Like, yeah, I'm not going with that. Like, dude, like you put too much energy into trying to project like you're this stand up type guy. You're not that dude at all. Like now now like people can see you for who you are. Like it's too many charges. It's like you commit crimes in your sleep. Like, how do you have the time to do that? And I know you had to with all that time, like in your adulthood being taken away from you, you know, how did you manage relationships? That probably explains why you're so antisocial with females, but you're so bromancy with men, you know, and why you run behind this whole Mo 3 concept. That's it, that's all. You guys, please thank you for dropping in. Okay, even you guys that are in the clouds that didn't drop in the chat, but next time do consider dropping down and engaging with me, you guys. Please like the video. Um, and please subscribe to my channel. I gotta run so fast. I wish I didn't. But thank you guys so much. All right. Should I do this one? Yeah. Let's get out of here.